they really love you and they're telling you all the time, that doesn't mean that you have to be together. There's not any zest, there's no magic, there's no passion. You have to be able to, and also more so this first. Okay, so I have just a few moments to chat with you about something that's been on my mind. Law of impermanence. Everything ain't gonna last always. Everything don't last always. Just like that food that you bought that's been sitting in the refrigerator. Oh shit, I forgot my chair's not out here anymore. But yeah, just like that food you bought, them groceries that you bought, that container of spinach, and you're like, I'm gonna put it in my smoothies, I'm gonna make a salad. No one can, well, you don't even eat salad. And that's okay. We definitely want to make changes that we know we need to make, such as eating more fibrous foods, drinking more water, walking more, getting our heart rate up, getting outside, talking to people, changing the job, leaving that, all these things that we know we need to change. You should change them. You should get to changing it. But you have to realize with everything, or there's no but here, know that in general, everything don't last always. The body that you're in isn't going to last always. The phase that it's in is not going to last always. The breakouts that you're experiencing, the length of your hair, the strength of your hair, the strength of your body ain't going to last always. And I say that meaning that you really have to consider and get into a new mindset that allows you to grow, that allows you to continuously succeed, and also simply move through moments without as much resistance as you did once before. So some things that I wrote down in my phone, because I like writing things down in general. I used to journal a lot, and that's something that I want to get back to, is writing more. And at one point in time when I changed jobs and knew that I couldn't like literally jot things down on a sticky note anymore, I would type them in my phone, because I'm like, oh, this is a wonderful thought and I want to share this, or I want to think about this a little bit more. We have to evolve as a human race. And everybody has their own purpose. How come every time I want to come outside, people want to be loud? Everyone has their own God-given, world-given, divine purpose. And we have to carry that out in order to make the world go round, in order to help everything around us work in tandem, in order for everything to be in harmony, so that we can experience more harmony, that is. So when you do your due diligence, when you do the work and uncovering who you are, peeling back the layers, allowing yourself to grow into the next version of you, then you're on the right path. You're on the right path. And I'm on that path. I'm speaking it into existence. Now, while I actually am doing work, I am still speaking that into existence, because I never want to be in a state of stagnancy. I don't want to be in the same frame of mind. I don't want to be in the same home, because I have goals and aspirations that are higher than me right now. So my higher self is pulling towards me right now and is telling me, like, okay, we got to do this. We have to make this change. We need you to bring this into your life. We need you to let go of this thing in your life. So you have to be in a space of, this is my current season. This is the phase that I'm in, and I want more for me. And I'm going to do more for me. You have to have a spirit of willingness. But yeah, we really do just have to realize that everything doesn't last always, and we have to act accordingly. When you encounter people, when you're in relationships with people, whether that's short term or long term, you have to know, and you have to act as if this may not last always, is really the thing. This may not last always, especially if it's not a blood relationship where the norm is, oh, okay, well, yeah, we sisters, we brothers, that's my mom, that's my dad, and yeah, we always gonna be family. That's not the case for everybody, because a lot of people have really toxic relationships with people in their family, whether they are siblings, cousins, parents, children, and that's just not the case for them. And you should definitely always do what's best when it comes to your health and your health in relation to your relationships. So that's why it's important to really evaluate who you are in relationship with. And again, that goes with your familial relationships, your personal relationships, such as romantic and platonic, your work relationships, business relationships, your neighbors, all of that. You have to really consider that. If you have someone constantly draining you, someone who doesn't know how to support you physically, emotionally, if they had specific financial responsibilities at a certain time and they can't tend to that either, such as like a roommate or something, then you have to be able to, and also more so this first, you have to be able to communicate to them what the issue is and where they're falling short so that they can have a chance to support you, have a chance to make a change. You want to give people the chance to make a change. And some things, there won't be space for that. Some things you just have to be like, so what you did there, we're not going to allow again, and I'm not going to allow you the chance to do that again because it was just so, it was messed up, you know? So consider that when you're building and trying to maintain and create new friendships, because it don't have to last always. A lot of people think that if I've been in a relationship with this person for 6 months, it started out really great, or it started out however it started out, and you're like, this is my person, or I ain't gonna get no better, I'm not gonna experience anything better, this person buys me gifts, this person pays my rent, this person has shown me so many new things and got me out of a rut, this really bad place that I was in. Okay. Or this person is really nice, this person is really kind to me. Like, actually, there's not really anything wrong with us. Like, I really don't have any complaints. However, I'm missing something. There's something missing here. There's not any zest. There's no magic. There's no passion. There's not enough intimacy. And we can plug in a book here that I just read. I think it's You're Always Mine and You're Mine Forever, something like that. I can't remember right now, but it's by Kennedy Ryan. I just read it. And there's a very similar situation happening with the main couple, the main love interest there. There was no zest, but because they had similar upbringings, and it was like very traumatic upbringings as far as being like adopted, and one person going through sexual abuse, and the other person also experiencing sexual, like just all these different the trauma bonds, like because you trauma bonded with somebody and they also like really love you, and they really love you and they're telling you all the time and they're giving you all this interest, that doesn't mean that you have to be together. It just simply means that's that. That just reminded me of my wife and kids. He who lasts. I just watched the episode, but yeah, some things just don't have to last always. You can let it go, and it's gonna be okay. It really is gonna be okay. Let her go. Let that man go. Let that friendship go. That person been side-eyeing you this whole relationship, but y'all can't come to agreement when it comes to this one thing all the time. Y'all always have an issue when it comes to such and such. Like, why be friends with that person anymore? That person did something dirty to you, or did something dirty to one of your friends, and it's like, well, that's not something that I would allow them to do to me. And simply like the way that they handle that situation, somebody who's not apologetic and then sincere in their apologies, like, we're gonna let that go. So that's an example. Again, same thing with like jobs, or just thinking about careers. And then this is a space that I'm in currently with, like, knowing that everything ain't gonna last always. Yes, I'm into content creation and into sharing my voice, and know that I am gonna be a voice actor and will have plenty opportunities, very expansive and lucrative opportunities to share my voice and my presence with so many people, like thousands, maybe millions of people, not maybe, but with millions of people in this world. But that's not happening right now. That's not my current reality. Yes, I'm making strides towards it. Yes, I'm starting my YouTube channel to help out with that. Yes, I am doing the coursework that I need to do to finish up my certification. Yes, I have my website and I have all these things that are in place, and I'm making these small and large steps to get to where I want to be. However, right now I work in a warehouse. And for when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm a warehouse hottie, and still am boo. But yeah, I'm a warehouse hottie, and not that that was my main thing, just simply like I work in a warehouse and I'm cute. And I'm like, I don't want to work in a warehouse no more. Yes, the hours are cool when it comes to having a full-time job. Like I work really early in the morning and get out early in the afternoon, but there's a lot of wear and tear in my body, and I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. But yeah, so knowing that my position where I'm at, working 2 jobs, so working in a restaurant again, something that I didn't want to do, and even prior to this second job, having another second job where I was in the restaurant and I didn't want to go back, but I had to. I'm I'm working on forcing myself to get out of my comfort zone when it comes to career life. Because while, yes, I do want to be monetized and make hella money on YouTube and hella money as a voice actress, I know that I have to still have stability. I can't just be like, well, I'm doing YouTube and y'all follow me, y'all subscribe, and everything's kosher and my bills will be paid tomorrow with these 2 videos that I got up. That's not the case. So right now I have things to do as far as working on my resume, building my resume up, using my resources, because my sister says I'm resourceful. We talked today. She also agreed and was like, yeah, you are a leader. Because I said, like, I know I possess certain skills. I know I have a skill set and I have a natural born leader. I am a natural born leader when it comes to a lot of things. And she very much so affirmed me in a lot of the things that I was saying, such as those 2 of being resourceful and being a natural born leader. And that's also something my Tia Lane always says to me, which is my dad's sister. She always would say to me, Ayan, you're a leader. And I'm like, I am a leader, and I've always been that. And now it's time for me to step into roles, apply for roles, and put myself in position for me to be a leader and lead people and be the best leader that I can be, and use the skill set that I have, and also grow in it and be willing to receive feedback and be willing to make the necessary changes to continuously grow in my field, whatever that may be, or whatever niche that may be, or industry that may be in. So that's where I'm at, knowing that the career that I'm in is not where I will always be. And prayerfully that's soon. Like by February, we need to be gone out that. We need to be gone. Other things that I can advise here when it comes to knowing that things don't last always is, 1, diminish the people pleasing. You can ask for clarity. You can, 1 to 2 times, depending on the situation. You can ask for clarity on things, but stop bugging people about something that you feel like you did. Stop feeling like you have to save somebody else in order to save somebody else, but sacrifice yourself in the midst of it. When it comes to like your nails, you're like, oh, I don't want them to get in trouble, or I don't want them to have to redo this or whatever. Ask that person to redo the nails, redo it, and keep a watchful eye so that it doesn't get too far and now you feel even worse that you let them keep doing the wrong thing. If someone made your food wrong at the restaurant, the plate dirty, whatever, it don't taste right, send it back. Where I worked in the restaurant industry for so long, it's not that serious, babe. They're just gonna remake it. What's something else? If someone's doing your braids uneven, they did your hairline, they cut your hairline uneven, let them know. If they're not getting a tip, let them know, and they're not getting a tip. You know, sometimes it's just, especially depending on how they act, like you can still tip people when it comes to service things and they did something wrong. Like, it's still okay to do that. But depending on the situation, sometimes they don't deserve a tip, okay? But just let people know. Stop people pleasing, okay? What's another one? Take time to retreat to yourself, regroup so that you can amplify. So really do that self-evaluation, and also ask people. Be comfortable with asking your close friends, your close people that you work with, your coworkers, your family, like, what's some things that I can work on? And I'm sure someone has probably told you by now. And if they haven't, then that's another place to reevaluate things. You want people to be comfortable with telling you things without you throwing a fit. Because if they ain't telling you nothing thus far, then they're probably scared of how you're gonna probably scared of how you're going to respond, or like, oh, is she going to do this whole thing, or she going to start crying and having a whole fit, and she ain't going to talk to us for 6 months. And it's just like, can we not be that sensitive? And that's another video I'm going to do, because there's no reason for people to be that sensitive when you're giving constructive criticism, right? Let's grow out of that. Tabitha Brown posted a video, and she's talking about this orange in her orange tree, and the orange ends up shriveling up. And so she's like, why is this orange all shriveled up? And so she goes to research it, and come to find out that if the orange has stayed on the tree too long, then it's essentially like gotten too many nutrients or something of the sort, and it begins to shrivel up because it's dehydrated. Now it's dehydrated. Don't be that dehydrated fruit hanging on to something, someplace for far too long, because you're still in the teat. Still in the teat.
To the teat. Teat?
Let that teat go. Yeah? Been there. Yeah. There's a lot of places in my life, or there's some things in my life where it's like, you need to let that go. You're holding something hostage. You need to let go of the reins, okay? Release the control and also gain control. It just depending on the situation. Sometimes you got to release control so that you won't be dehydrated anymore. Sometimes you got to gain control, or do both so that you won't be dehydrated. You got to take life by the reins. Get your mind right. Hold on to the reins. Hold on to your cojones or your clitoris and get it together, okay, babes? Sit up straight. Figure it out. Because you just can't hold on to the source that you're draining. Yeah? And now you becoming drained too. Be comfortable with, in your self-evaluation, looking at it like this. Did you fulfill your mission? Did you fulfill your purpose there? When you're feeling tired, a little bit more irritable, looking at things like, why am I still here? Or like, things are starting to go wrong, or like, I just feel unfulfilled. Ask yourself, did you fulfill your purpose there? Did you fulfill the mission? Is it time for you to go? Sometimes it's time for you to move out of that city because you fulfilled your mission there. You fulfilled your purpose. You've seen all you needed to see, whether that's your hometown, your home city, or your home country, whatever it is. It's okay to move. It's okay to move out of that place. Even if you leave it and you may feel like you're leaving people behind, phone works. Airplanes work. They got their issues, both of them, but they work. And you can go see that person again and again and again. And they can come do the same thing too. If they're too scared to come out of that place, then that's just, you just gonna have to leave them where they at. And when you're able to go to them, then you'll do that. But let it go. Don't let other people tie you down. There's a random quote that I saw that I liked, and I thought it was relative to. It says, relate to your greatness and not to your weakness. And this applies to me in the career situation I'm telling you of. Relate to your greatness and not to your weakness. Really get comfortable with affirming yourself. Again, when you ask those other people for feedback, like, what can I work on? What am I great at? What are my strengths and weaknesses? My SWOTs? Really take note of that and take time to affirm yourself in those strengths. Because just because you have issues here doesn't mean that you don't have strengths somewhere else. Amplify those strengths. Work on the weaknesses. Find opportunities to overcome. And the T I don't remember right now. But do that. Do that as well. And prayerfully you land in a place that's higher than you are right now. Welcome to your higher self. Welcome to being receptive. Welcome to being willing and having a willing attitude. Welcome to living in your purpose and receiving that's all for you once you get into that place and you live in that place authentically. Welcome to being received and celebrated. Welcome to all the fruits of your labor. Remember, everything don't last always. So really appreciate what you got now and where you are now. Because when you look back at those photos, those journal entries, those videos, those reports, you're going to be like, wow, I've grown. I made it. I did it. You can do it too. All right. Off I go to work. It's Ayan Femi, and it's a pleasure chatting with you, per usual. See you in the next video. if you were wondering, I didn't put on that much, but I do love the topicals. I did talk about this in another video that it's probably in a YouTube short by the time you see this or shortly afterwards. But I do love my topicals. I do. I do. Okay, bye.